What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Brianyiatv, and today I will be doing a advice video for freshmen and transfers. I know that this video is long overdue. I don't know, some advice for both freshmen and transfers. Some of the advice the transfers can use from the freshmen as well. Like, they kind of go hand in hand. But before I start the video, I just want to show y'all my shirt, okay? It says happy souls, happy souls. I got it from my friend Maya. It's so cute. It has like this little message. It has this little message on the back. I don't know if y'all could read it or see it, but it has this cute little message on the back. If we can read it real quick, it is so cute. Shout out to Maya. You guys would like to get this same exact shirt, here is her card. Maya, please feel free to check out Maya's website at mayapink.com. Here's her card. I will put her information in the description box below. She's a very positive person, and she decided to give me one of her shirts, and I love it. She is a very inspirational, happy person, and yes, I'm just glad that she was able to give me one of her shirts because I love it, y'all. Even though I am just a transfer, I am a transfer junior student, I have freshman friends, Naya and Kaya, and then I have a few transfer friends. I asked them for some advice that they could give to me to give to you guys. So without further ado, I'm just gonna get right into the video. First, I'm gonna start off with advice for freshmen, and the first piece of advice that I have for you guys is to get close with your professor. So with this, you want to get close with your professor because you never know when you're gonna need them. You never know when you're gonna need them to round up that 79 to a B or that 89 to a 90 to an 8. It's just important to get a relationship with your professor because you also never know when you will need them for some type of recommendation, a scholarship, or when you just maybe need like some type of counselor or a close person to talk to when it comes to like your academics. And yeah, it's always good to make sure you have a good bond with your professor because you never know when you will need them. You know, my Spanish professor, we kind of like formed some type of bond. I visited her office hours one time when I just thought I wasn't gonna pass a class. Y'all, I started boohoo crying in this lady office. It was so embarrassing, but it's like I cared about my grade that much, and she's seen that. So like when I had her again next semester for the next level Spanish, she just always made sure to check up on me. Like, she wasn't hard or rough on me. She was really nice, and she was a really good professor, and she was very understanding. So it's just important to like build that bond with your professor because you never know when you're gonna need them. Another piece of advice for you freshmen is to not procrastinate. Don't procrastinate when it comes to getting your assignments done, when it comes to getting studying done. Like, make sure you do that. Like, you're not in high school no more, you're in college, everything is up to you, you're on your own. You're not gonna have your mom, dad, or you're not gonna have certain teachers yelling at you to get things done. Make sure you're doing what you need to do, getting your assignments done, studying for exams. And that's a really big that's really big. Studying is probably like the hardest thing other than like doing your assignments. Studying, like, because you have to force yourself to study and actually know the information so that you can apply it when it comes to taking exams and stuff. So studying is a big factor, and you don't want to procrastinate on that because you don't want to be cramming for a test. Next piece of advice I have is to don't take events for granted. So Naya gave me this piece of advice, and what she meant by don't take events for granted is basically like, don't miss out on like good events. You don't want the school year or the semester to pass you by and you feel like you haven't got really involved with the school or certain events, because certain events, like, they have things that offer good things. Like, it's kind of hard to explain, but there are going to be weekly, daily events. Once you get here, you're gonna follow like many pages on Instagram, like Rattlers United, or just certain people who are over events, like certain students who are over events, and you will see like daily flyers. Every day there will be something to do at the school. So just don't miss out on those like events, because you know, you just want to get involved and meet new people, and so that you can like start networking and stuff. So don't take like the events that they have on campus for granted, because you never know how helpful they will be to you, just like networking wise. Just don't miss out on the events. The next piece of advice I have for you guys is to network and get your name out. So this kind of ties in with don't take events for granted. You want to, especially for your freshman year, you want to get your name out there. You want to start, you know, getting yourself familiar with people and things, because you never know, like, in the long run, if you're going to want to run for something and you don't want to like start getting your name out last minute, because people aren't going to vote for you. People are going to think you're just, you know, doing certain things just to get your name Now, the next piece of advice that I got from Naya is to make friends. Now, that's really important. Some of you guys who are coming into FAMU, you may be worried about, not making friends or it being hard making friends, and it's really not. You just have to make sure you're applying yourself, being involved, going to campus, not being locked up in your dorm room all the time. Make friends. You want to be able to make this experience the best that it can be, and you want to experience it with other people, whether you're coming in by yourself or if you're coming in with friends or people that you already know. You want to kind of grow with people, if that makes sense. You want to make the experience the best that you can with other people as well. Another piece of advice I have is live for the moment, but don't forget why you're there. So with that basically means like, make sure you're having fun, make sure you're being involved, but don't forget like the main reason you're there, and it is for your education, for your degree. You want to make sure that you're staying focused at all times. Don't let the parties, the events, the friends, and all that kind of get you distracted. Don't forget. Basically, don't forget why you're there. That's not rocket science. Just that goes with anything, high school, college. Like, don't forget why you're there. And your main focus is to get your degree and get your career, get what you need. Next piece of advice that I received, which was from Kaya. Shout out to you, Kaya. Thank you, girl. The next piece of advice I have is college is an adjustment, that was a really good piece of advice. College is an adjustment. When you get there, things are going to be different. You're going to be away from home for the first time. You're gonna have to do a lot of things on your own. You're gonna have to figure out a lot of things on your own. You can't depend on mom and dad to do things for you or figure things out for you. You do have those students whose parents still will do those things, but for some people, or for most people, just expect that you will have to depend on yourself and that you are an adult now. So just know that college is an adjustment. You're going to have to figure out how you're going to eat every day. You're going to have to make sure you're doing your laundry, keeping your space clean, making sure you're getting things done. Like, it's going to be a lot, but just know that it's an adjustment, and after a month or two, you're going to be good. So just know that it is an adjustment, and when you first get there, things are going to be different and hectic, possibly, but for the most part, you will get adjusted to it, and it will become like second nature. Another piece of advice that I have is don't make any decisions based off your emotions, because it is only your first year. Now, I think with that piece of advice, she meant, at first, like she said before, it will be an adjustment. So when you get there, you're going to think that things are going to be easy. First week you're going to make friends. You're going to be going, to all types of parties. And sometimes it may not be that. Sometimes it may be in a different order, or things may be different and you may not like it at first, but give it a chance. You may feel a certain way about the school. You may feel a certain way about certain things, but don't go, feeling like that the school isn't for you or college isn't for you based off how you feel at that moment. Because when you first get here, like I said, it will be an adjustment. So just give it time and don't go making decisions as far as not wanting to be there anymore or not wanting to take certain classes anymore or a certain major anymore. Just kind of let yourself get familiar with it and adjust it to it, and then go based off of how you feel. Next, you have give yourself time to enjoy yourself. So you probably won't like the parties at first. You probably won't like the events at first, but give yourself time. Like, once you start going with like your friends and you guys start making memories, it'll all feel right. Because at first it won't feel right. Like, for example, a party person like me, I didn't enjoy myself. I wasn't a party person when I first came to FAMU. Like, I wasn't like a club. I'm still not, but I don't like clubbing and stuff. And really, FAMU can be like a club party type of place. Like, half of their parties are at the club. So it's like, I was like, I'm not gonna make it here. I'm not gonna like it here. Like, a lot of people say, oh, FAMU's a party school and da-da-da-da. And I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. I felt like it wasn't for me and I wasn't enjoying myself. But once I kind of just relaxed and kind of made memories with my roommates, it got better. So you just kind of got to give yourself time to enjoy yourself. Give yourself time to enjoy yourself. So yeah, don't go based off how you feel at first. Give it time. It's an adjustment. So yeah. Another piece of advice is school first, no matter the event. Like I said before, this goes hand in hand with everything that I've said thus far. School first before an event. Don't, try and go to a party or an event before doing your work. You're going to always feel like there's something you need to do. You're going to feel anxious and you're not going to be able to properly enjoy yourself. So definitely make sure you're getting your assignments done, homework done, studying done before you decide to go out or go to a party or an event. Another piece of advice that I have is to don't allow yourself to fall off trying to keep up with your social life. It's okay to stay home sometimes. So I definitely agree with that. You're gonna always feel like you need to be out, going to this event, going to that event, going to this party, going to this club. But sometimes it is okay to just stay home, relax. Literally, that's it. You're gonna need some time to yourself. You're gonna need some time to relax, because it will be a point in the semester where you will feel overwhelmed. So it is important to just relax sometimes, have that time to yourself, chill. There are gonna be times where it's gonna be boring, y'all. It's not gonna be a party literally every day. At least it wasn't when I was there. I mean, it probably was, but I didn't know about it. But 9 times out of 10 there are gonna be some days where it's chill. So just be prepared for that. To be bored sometimes too. Just be prepared. The next piece of advice that I have is to plan your classes accordingly. So most of you guys are coming from high school where you're used to getting up at 7:30 or 6 or however early time you get up for school. It's different in college. You're gonna think that you can handle an 8 a.m. or a 7 a.m. or even a 5:30 p.m. class. Now let me just let you know, you're gonna be tired. You're not gonna be, some days, a day before you're gonna be went to a party, you like, I got an 8 a.m. tomorrow. Like, I'm telling y'all, plan your classes accordingly. If you know you won't be able to handle getting up early, don't think that 8 a.m. sounds okay, because you're gonna have to possibly get up at 6 so you can get ready, because it's gonna take a good 30 minutes to get ready, if that. Then you're gonna have to put aside another 15-20 minutes because you're gonna have to walk to campus. Walking to class is not a joke. Like, you have to just kind of like push some time back to be prepared for any like some days it's gonna rain, you won't have an umbrella, and you're gonna be going to class, well, you have to run to class. Like, you just have to make sure you're prepared for any like things that may go wrong. So when it comes to like planning your classes, make sure that you're not selecting all early classes, but if you can handle that, go ahead, feel free to do that. For y'all who like to get up late, sleep in, or just get a reasonable time for class, just make sure you're like planning accordingly. And not only for early morning classes, but that goes for night classes. I thought I was going to be able to handle night classes, but sometimes I really didn't feel like going to my 5:30 to 8 o'clock class. Like, I want to be home some days. I want to be able to, like, when I'm done in the afternoon, I want to be able to be done in the afternoon. I don't want to have to be like, oh, I still gotta go to my night class tonight. Like, it gets aggravating. So make sure you're planning your classes accordingly. The next piece of advice I have for you guys is to do your research when it comes to your classes. So after you figured out, what time is best for you to take classes, well, this probably will come before you select the time, because when you go to register for classes, you're gonna select like the teacher, the time, and the day all at the same time. So first, you're gonna have to do your research on your classes. So with that being said, even though most professors and most students say that Rate My Professor isn't accurate, you still use it, because you will find out like how a professor is, how the class is, how they grade, how many tests and exams they give, and if they a laid back teacher, if they're mean, if they're nice. Like, you will find out like those little things about your professors or the professor on Rate My Professor. Do your research on the class. Ask around, ask somebody, see if somebody's taking that class already, so you can kind of get an insight of it. Do your research. When you go see an advisor and they select your classes, you want to double check, do your research on your classes, make sure that your advisors did it right, because sometimes advisors mess up too. That happens a lot. They mess up your schedule, they mess up your class, they give you a class that you wasn't supposed to take. You don't want to waste your money, when at the end of the day you're paying for that, unless you're on a full ride or a scholarship or whatever. You're paying for that class, so make sure you're getting the best out of that class, and you're choosing those classes wisely. The next piece of advice I have for y'all is to find a hustle. So I didn't necessarily have a hustle, but just know that there are people at FAMU who will know how to do hair, people who know how to do nails. Like, it's people who have their own little hustle. And then because you're going to be a freshman, you probably won't have the time or the opportunity to have, a little job, or the time really. So make sure you're, trying to find your little hustle. Some people do photography, some people have YouTube channels, and, they make money from YouTube, or just, just small things, hair, makeup, small things. So try to see if you can find a little hustle for yourself when you get here, if you don't already. Lastly, the last piece of advice I have for freshmen is work study. Now, many of you guys may know what that is, many of you guys may not know what it is. Work study is a financial aid it's a financial aid thing where you basically can work at school, and yeah, it comes, in a way, it comes out of your financial aid. Like, you get like a financial aid or work study grant, and then that's the money that you get paid with. But work study is very essential. I did it my spring semester. I just did it this semester, and I did it when I was in community college. Work study is really good, and I recommend it to any and everyone, being because it works around your schedule. You don't have to worry about working on the weekends because school is closed on the weekends. Whenever the school is shut down, you don't have to go to work. You won't have to worry about working like long, hard hours. You won't have to worry about being overworked and not treated properly because you're going to be working at the school. And it's, especially if you're a freshman and you're staying on campus, it's not going to be hard transporting to school and stuff. So transporting to work and stuff, because you're going to be working on campus. So work study is definitely essential, and I definitely recommend it to you guys. If you can, try and get work study. Now, knowing FAMU, it is hard. I had a hard time getting work study. It's pretty difficult, so make sure you're kind of like doing your research and applying to that early. You have to make sure that you have to make sure that it is checked off in your financial aid application. So when you do your FAFSA, it's going to ask you, like, would you like to be considered for work study? Make sure you have that checked off, and then you have to apply at the school, and then you just have to call around and make sure certain departments are hiring. But there are tons of departments on FAMU's campus that will be hiring. And then you have like the little restaurants on campus where students eat. I know that you can work for certain restaurants like Wingstop, Chick-fil-A, places like that, Tropical Smoothie. So you just have to apply and make sure you guys are checking up on your applications and putting in, the effort to really get the job, because it's really hard, especially considering that it is more students than there are jobs. So it's kind of like not competitive, but you just have to make sure you're staying on it if you really want a job. So now I'm gonna get into the advice for transfer students. So the first piece of advice I have for y'all transfer students is to make the best of the experience. It's gonna go by fast, y'all. I literally just finished my first year, and I have one more year left. Like, I'm about to be a senior in college. Like, that's crazy. So with that being said, I really do wish that I had been more active on campus. I got more involved. I did, and I wish I would have went to more events, went to more parties. I wish I would have, met a little bit more people. I still have time to do those things, but being that I literally only had 2 years to get 4 years worth of an experience, trust me when I say that it's gonna go by fast, and that you should just make the best of it. Don't be lazy like me and go home Friday after class. Now, it's gonna be rare that you will have class on Friday, but even if you do, it'll just be a morning class. But make sure you go to the set every Friday, y'all. Even though I thought that it was gonna be the same every Friday, that was my mindset. Oh, I'm gonna see the same stuff every Friday. There's no point. I go literally once or 3 times a semester, and that's that. But really, I got lazy. It be hot. I don't be wanting to, go to campus, do all that walking. But I'm telling y'all, go to set, go to events, network, meet people, because it's gonna help you, and it's gonna be an advantage in the long run. So make sure you're just being involved, be, active. Like, come on, sis, you only got 2 years, poo. Come on. It's gonna go by fast, and you're paying for it. You're paying a lot of money to go to school, so why not make the best of it? Next piece of advice I have is to give it time to be likable. Now, I said this for the freshmen. That's why I said some things kind of go hand in hand for freshmen and transfers. But give it time to be likable. I know a few of my transfer friends, we all agreed that when we first got there, we didn't like it. And I swore up and down I wasn't going to be coming back spring semester. I didn't like it. I started to feel like FAMU was just overhyped. I felt like I was fed lies. Like, I thought that if I didn't make friends the first week, it was over for me. The first week, there'll be this thing called Welcome Week, y'all. And I was under the impression, when I was told that Welcome Week is the week that you try and make friends and you meet people. But like I said, I was lazy. I would be like, oh, I'm going to this event, and then go. Now, you know what? I went to one event, and you can go watch it in my first week of class vlog. I had went to like this, it was a watch party in the Rattlers Den, and I went, and I'm like, okay, yes, this is the first event I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna meet people. Y'all, I went there, sat by myself. I didn't interact with nobody. Nobody was talking to me. I wasn't talking to nobody because I just didn't know how to approach people. Like I said, FAMU is new. Like, you don't you're going to be used to how things are in your city and at home, how to interact with people at home. But when you get to FAMU, you have a huge variety of people who talk different, who use different slang, who act different. You have those who are stuck up, you have those who are cool, who are laid back. It was kind of hard trying to figure out like how to approach people in that way, but at the end of the day, people are nice there because everybody's feeling the same way that you are. But for me, like I didn't know what to do. Like people came there with their friends and their roommates and their suite mates and stuff like that. I came in by myself, so I didn't have nobody to talk to. It was just a complete fail, really. But yeah, that was during welcome week. But anyway, welcome week is supposed to be a week where you kind of like meet people and you use that's your opportunity to meet people and make friends. But after I didn't really like connect with people and seeing that I wasn't really making friends, I was like, yeah, this isn't the school for me. I don't like FAMU at all. All they do is party and lie. So I was under the impression that I didn't like FAMU, but I just had to give it time to be likable. I just had to give it time for me to be adjusted to the school. So definitely give it time to be likable. But I'm gonna insert a clip or a screenshot of what my transfer friend said. And as you can see, she definitely agreed with the fact that she didn't like it at first. Yeah, so just know that you're not gonna like it at first, but well, for some of you may not like it at first, but just give it some time, y'all. I promise it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be straight. You're gonna be good. Expect to be homesick for freshmen too, a little bit. For those you've been home your entire life, for transfers, if you've been home your entire life like me and this is your first time going off away from home, expect to be homesick a few months out. You're gonna miss home, you're gonna miss your family, you're gonna miss your friends, you're gonna miss how things was. After you get adjusted to everything, get used to everything, it's gonna be like a second home. Because now that I am home, I miss Tally and I miss FAMU. So just kind of give it time and just expect to be homesick. And if you do get homesick, don't be scared. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Another piece of advice that I have for transfers, especially right now since it's summer, make sure you are saving money. You do not want to go to FAMU broke. Like, expect to pay like unexpected expenses, like last minute expenses. FAMU is gonna find any way possible to charge you for the slightest little things. Pay for parties, so like socials are usually like $1, like I think $3 or $5 for guys after 12. Something like that. Just know that all parties aren't free. Like, I thought the parties was gonna be free, y'all, but parties aren't free. So like, that's when you go out a lot, it starts to add up. When you go to the club, it'd be like $20, $15, $18, $17. That stuff start to add up. So make sure you're saving money, because you are going to be spending money when it comes to like going out and stuff like that. The last piece of advice that I have for transfer students is to stay on your game. Like I said, you only have 2 years. And you want to make sure that you are staying focused. You don't have as much time as, you know, a freshman coming in. You don't have 4 years. You want to make sure that you're supposed to be when it comes to graduating on time. Make sure, like, just stay on your game. You only have 2 years to get stuff done. You don't want to be, you know, close to graduation and you didn't do this requirement or you didn't do that. Whatever is required of you for your degree program or your major, make sure you're doing that ahead of time. Don't wait till the last minute. You have to do an internship or community service hours. Make sure you're doing that and staying up on your game. And lastly, I just want to say, y'all, don't be scared. Like, if you're worried right now, if you're going through, you know, admissions, financial aid, or just get into FAMU, like, period, just be patient. I promise you, like, you're gonna receive your acceptance letter, you're gonna receive, you know, everything that you need. Everything is gonna work out and it's gonna work on your favor. Just trust God and be patient, because there's no point of stressing yourself out, because that's what I did. Be patient. It's all gonna work out. You're all gonna be on a hill turning up. That is all the advice I have for you guys. I will have some more things that I probably didn't get to list or forgot to list or say in the comments below. But if you guys have any questions, and I mean any questions, feel free to comment down below anything you guys would like to know. Also, never be too scared to DM me. I always make sure I reply to every single question that you guys have. My DMs are always open. Also, you guys can always email at brianyiatv@aol.com. I received my first email yesterday. Shout out to you for emailing me. That was adorable. But yes, that is all the advice I have for you guys. Make sure you guys are staying healthy during this time. Stay on top of your game. I love y'all and I thank y'all for tuning into this video. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed, and I will see y'all in my next video.